From the riskiest way of cutting wood to workers painting at an insane height, these ingenious construction workers will blow your mind, so sit back, relax, and be amazed. Here's a surprise for you. Stonemasons don't break down stone the way woodcutters break wood. This method is infinitely more satisfying and, dare we say, looks easier. This scene looks like an accident waiting to happen, but the worker is absolutely incredible. Here's an automatic wall screeding plaster machine. It does a fairly good job of plastering the wall and is soothing to watch. However, some people think handwork is better. What do you think? OSHA would have a lot to say about this scenario, but this man's obviously been in this job for long enough to make things fun for himself. We would believe it if you told us that these guys built the pyramids of Egypt. Only with this level of coordination and teamwork can something so phenomenal come to life. Just look at them go. While doctors save lives, cable car maintenance workers risk theirs. While mentioning the riskiest jobs, this might not have come up. It should now. Is this safe? Probably not. But is it incredible? Yes, it is. This machine is a lifesaver for many contractors as it saves them a lot of time and energy. However, we wouldn't advise them to wear flip-flops while doing something so dangerous. While this shows an unbelievable level of precision and fearlessness, we have to note some other things. Why is this method necessary? Is it hard to use a tape measure? Each to himself, but it would only take one wrong inch for him to brutally cut off a finger. This guy looks like he's doing his job while sleeping, and we can't blame him. If you had to rip out 5,000 square feet of glued down hardwood, you'd fall asleep too. Also, kudos to this guy for hacking the ultimate work hack. Here's something you didn't know. After installing signal cables, workers have to go several feet in the air to wind and bind. Interesting, isn't it? We're not sure whether to call this bravery or something else entirely. If nothing else, it certainly looks dangerous. Don't you agree? Whoever said teamwork makes the dream work must have seen these guys at work. Are they wasting manpower on one task? Probably. Are they having fun? Absolutely. This is a factory that makes steel coils. These men look like they're made of steel because it only takes an iron will to make something so solid. Barring that, the process looks enticing from afar. We could watch it all day if allowed. After building a bridge, you need to dismantle the scaffolding. So what's the quickest and easiest way to do it? This way, apparently, according to these workers. Do you agree? Even with no hands, some people still manage to find ways to do whatever they want. This man is a legend. How do you unload trusses from a truck? Easy. It's just like this. It's hard to tell what these workers are doing. It seems they're trying to get rid of the water, but it's futile. You'll never know how this will end until it ends. Would it have been easier for him to just use stone? His work is impressive and he's clearly efficient, but will this method stand the test of time? What do you think? Here's an old-school screed that has stood the test of time as it still does its job perfectly. It's worked by two people while others help ensure it goes smoothly. The stairs are straight out of a horror movie until he sprinkles them. This worker has done an amazing job by giving the stairs an elegant finish. Have you ever wondered how side rails are made on bridges? Well, here's your answer. It's done with this machine that looks and acts like a big 3D printer. It's fun to watch. It's one thing to be a construction worker. It's another to be a creative construction worker. Take this person, for instance. They're clearly an art genius. Just take a look at that finish. People who work at great heights aren't commended as often as they should be. It takes immense bravery. How do you make a thatched roof? Well, looking at this worker do it, it seems effortless. However, everyone knows more work goes into making any task look effortless. So our respect goes out to this guy for suddenly making everyone want to try thatching. Here's a smart guy who's figured out how to fill up cracks without stress. Now, this is how to work smart instead of hard. When you have to make cuts in the floor every 6 inches, you gotta figure out how to do it without breaking your back. This is a smart way of creating ridges on asphalt, and the surface finishing will be especially perfect for a garage. Dismantling scaffolding is not an easy job, but it becomes even more difficult when you wear your harness, but decide not to connect it to anything. The chances of this worker falling through one of those gaps are high, but at least he's doing his job. Unlike a lot of other people, this person has no fear of heights. This may be the neatest construction worker you'll ever see today. This worker is meticulous and precise, and it makes you happy just watching him work so neatly. To make things even better, his methods are effective. Working with something that's easily 3 times your height is not easy, but this guy makes scaffolding look like ABC. Who knew stonework could be so beautiful to look at? These duo must have been at it for a long time to be able to effortlessly and flawlessly cut out stone slabs. Imagine having to paint a structure that is so high up. How can these guys even maintain their composure at so many feet off the ground? It certainly couldn't be us. Just how tall is this building? You wouldn't guess at first until the camera moves and you're suddenly dizzy. Can you stand at the height that these men are without a fear of falling? If you think that's a giant tampon, you're not the only one. That's one way to fix a leak. This man must have spent years of practice to be able to attain this level of precision at this speed. It's also the only way to explain how he hasn't lost a finger with such a sharp instrument just lying on the table. If you're wondering, this is called a damp-proof course. It's used to prevent bricks from getting too wet and weak on the inside, thereby making the wall unstable. Who says you need a ladder for anything anymore? Well, this smart tool certainly says that you don't. Civil engineers should try it. Teamwork is never more important than when you're several feet in the air and are fighting against gravity. How did one person do all of this? A bucket full of creativity, several days, and a lot of diligence sound like the answer. The scale of this mural is so big that on first glance, you can't take it all in. Yet, one person did that. Are you also wondering why they had to bring over concrete with a helicopter? You're certainly not the only one. For one, this site looks like it's in the middle of nowhere, estranged from anything else. That would explain the VIP bucket of concrete. We can only wonder what would happen to this worker if the helicopter doesn't come back. We have one thing to say. We wouldn't do this for $1 million. This is a deck crew crane greasing maintenance team. Do they look like bees on trees? Yes, but they're also doing absolutely important work. Any rusty part of the structure could be a big problem, so it's all thanks to them that things are running smoothly. Everything about this situation screams danger. Why are they carrying a huge slab of concrete like that? We wish them Godspeed, though. Of all the things you thought you could find in a windmill, you didn't think you could find humans, but here we are. This is what cleaning cargo holds looks like. Whoever thought it would look so fun? Not us. The difference between the dirty and the clean parts is so obvious that the process would be satisfying to watch, at least. We can't promise anything about actually doing the cleaning. We don't advise anyone to do this, especially if you don't trust whatever you have on your feet, but we have to give kudos to this man. Was this guy a pizza delivery guy in his past life? How else is he able to do this? The angle at which this ladder is placed is alarming, not to mention how the guy's holding on with one hand. Don't try this at home. You might never have guessed, but constructing bridges over water is one of the riskiest jobs there is. This guy deserves to be Welder of the Year for hanging out of a craft to do some welding on water. Has this guy ever heard of the word safety? It doesn't look like it, but we hope he has a lot of luck. Just when you think this unbelievably tall structure can't go further into the ground, it does. Who dug that hole? We need to talk to them and then send them right to the Avengers. It has to be humanly impossible to do such a thing. The first couple of passes are scary enough, but nothing prepares you for the last one. Wow. If the Hulk had a job, it would be this. If there's anything this clip teaches us, it's that construction workers are superheroes. These guys aren't given nearly enough credit as they deserve for putting themselves at so much risk all the time. You might have thought something paranormal was going on at first, but it's not. It's just a group of workers completely neglecting their safety out of sight. If this isn't dangerous, we don't know what is. This construction worker probably didn't know he was signing up to be a tightrope walker on his first day of class. Anyway, we hope he made it safely back to solid ground. This method of working doesn't look very efficient, especially with the small space in the machines for the sand and the spill. Can you think of a better way of doing this? What can this excavator be looking for beneath the water? Fish, perhaps? Or maybe some rare mineral we don't know about? We sure would like to know. These guys look so unburdened by their work. We love it for them and hope to be like them. Can we hear a loud cheer for impeccable teamwork once again? Their synchronicity is nothing short of amazing, and every team should aim for this level of coordination. Not all heroes wear capes. Some wear diving gear with helmets and dive under dirty water. We hope this man gets all the accolades he deserves for doing this job. Cleaning is such a satisfactory process, especially when you can see the effects almost immediately. Take this for instance, an absolute joy to watch.